climbing the ladder without Monty and without Jack.
Nope. Yeah, that sucks.
The last you recall, there were 3 vampires down below who did not quite appreciate you being here.
Yep.
So what are you going to do?
Uh.
You also take a moment and realize you don't have the skull with you either.
Nope, we don't. Mm.
Should we try to go back and find them?
Well, I mean, if you want to die again, yeah, sure, but
Uh. Well, just Jack has the skull, and I'm sure Monty can take care of himself, right?
yeah. I don't know, it's your grandsire, not mine.
Mm. Okay.
So yeah, I don't know. Don't really know what to do right now.
I'm just wondering if there's a way that, well, he is, excuse me, my grandsire, is there a way that I can track him down or something?
Yep, you could try reaching out with blood sympathy.
Okay, I can try that.
Yep, you will spend a willpower, and then you
Okay.
will roll, what was it? I mentioned it before, not too long ago.
Isn't it blood potency plus wits? Something like that?
Yeah, there you go. Wits plus blood potency, and then plus an additional 2 because he's your grandsire.
So blood potency plus wits and
Wits plus 3 total because you only have 1 blood potency. Alright, that is 1 success.
sweet.
You get the feeling that he is below you.
Whoa.
Surprisingly.
Oh, that's great. Nothing more specific.
And the current mood you have is a lot like a mood you have when you're doing a workout.
uh
And it suddenly has turned to curiosity.
hmm. I guess you see Thomas a bit confused but not surprised. Feels like he's having an interesting time. Excited and curious. Down below. I mean, what do you suggest, Adam?
I don't know.
Want to wait it all out?
I made. Well, Dave can go back. Uh, I have a corpse to attend to, but Jack is still down there, and I. Well, I. It might run into some things, or he might be in trouble, but I don't know what we can do to reach him. Uh,
Well, hmm. Are we completely out of the sewers, Griffin?
No, you've climbed to the top of the ladder. You are in New Gotham sewers now.
New Gotham sewers. Okay. Killer New Gotham sewers.
And of course, you do have the little hatch over the ladder down, which you could bar up and let nobody up. Not Lily, not Monty, not Jack, not 5 other dogs.
Well,
Oh yeah,
I
the
think the
dog.
dogs will have a hard time climbing a ladder, but That's
They're,
just
they're supernatural dogs, though.
One of them actually did manage to climb the ladder straight after you.
Oh,
oh
hmm. Ladders is their own weakness. Uh, I mean, I do want to get that skull. I really do.
yeah, no shit.
Yeah. But going down there, seeing what has been
I
done,
know when I'm not powerful enough to stand up against whatever's down here.
I'm nowhere near either. Gene is with me, right?
Yes, he is.
What do you think?
Well, Mont can handle himself. I'm sure he has some sort of plan. Right?
Uh,
No, that's not Mont at all. Hmm. Well, your Jack friend definitely seems to know what he's doing as well. I suppose they'll both be fine, really. Right?
mm, I
I don't
guess.
know. I
Uh,
mean, uh,
But we are missing out on all of the artifacts they decided to take with them.
yeah.
that was the reason why we went
I
down
don't suppose
there.
we could actually take on those three below, could we?
Yeah.
I suppose, but um, let's just say if we start a war with Lily Hunt, the prince and the sheriff are going to get on our asses. So
Oh, I don't want to be involved in that. This is enough to be involved with.
well, I
Yes, I
guess
suppose
we
we've kind of batted the beehive quite a bit today, haven't we?
Oh yeah.
I guess I could call the sheriff and explain the whole situation, and maybe we can come to a non-violent compromise.
Then do that. Uh,
Yeah, let's just see if I
Well,
get
let's
any
get out of the
reception.
disaster zone first, then, shall we?
Yeah.
yeah. That's
All right. In which case, you all will begin leaving the sewers.
yay.
Also,
And
you
then we go back to Jack.
can't call the sheriff from the sewers.
I don't know if I got any reception down there.
Well, we
do
co-
I?
We also don't necessarily have his personal number yet either.
Well,
Yes,
I mean,
have.
then we've covered 100 times with Victor. You can't call anybody from the sewers.
Yeah, and I have his personal number. You know, I copied it from the other when he
When
just
they went
handed
on that
out.
date.
Huh?
When you and the sheriff went on that date.
No.
Wait, what?
But you have his personal number to all of us except Jacob and me. But I wanted his number right after, and I got it.
Oh, you mean the sheriff's number?
Yeah, not the prince. The sheriff.
Okay. I was very confused about how you got the prince's number. I didn't even involve him yet.
Oh, he doesn't have the prince's number. He has Prince's number, which is different.
Oh, yeah, this is the timeline where he's actually still alive and coming out with a new album.
Well, as opposed to the actual timeline where he's not alive but still coming out with a new album.
I know, it's so weird. Careers just don't end after death anymore. So, back to Jack. Jack, you have taken away the manhole cover. You've called for Monty. And several of these creatures are now crawling out. The
Yeah.
dog is growling very heavily, but looks like he's ready to fight.
Well, that's good for him. I guess I'm going to have to stand off to the side a bit and wait for the things to kill the dog.
Alright, so I'm gonna roll up the dog's initiative too real quick.
It's my intention to lure these things, have them follow me, but if the dog is going to, drag them aside in a fight, well, I've got to wait for that to happen then.
Alright, I'm gonna keep your initiative, and we're gonna play this out in turns. And I'm going to need to keep an actual scoreboard now. Let me just... There we go. Creature, Okay. So, since you have the initiative in this matter, having swiped away the manhole cover, what are you going to do?
Like I said, I'm standing back, and I'm trying to lure these creatures to follow me. But again, I recognize that if the dog is growling and ready to fight them, then I'm going to have to wait for the dog to get overwhelmed, and then fulfill my plan.
Alright. Well, to begin with, there are 4 creatures up top. And they act faster than the dog does. We're going to see how badly they end up hurting the dog. That's 8, so we're going to go... I'm going to roll a whole bunch of dice at once. But we need 1... Let's see, chance 1, 2, and 3, I think. No, 2 chances, a 1 and a 2. So, failure, 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 failure. They all try to swarm up on the dog, but the dog is very acrobatic and does a backflip, and as it sees you retreating, it starts to run with you. Jack, your turn. You were just running straight into old Gotham, right?
Well, I am, but I'm also not really running. I'm more like a slow jog. Something I want to keep the creatures at an equal distance behind me. So, again,
They are not much slower than you are, so a full sprint will let them continue.
yeah, but
to
no.
keep running.
I guess thematically, the thinking here is that I might have to like turn corners and shit, and I don't want to like lose them, so I got to keep them close.
Right. In this case, I want you to roll manipulation athletics.
Looking for ways to screw me over. I gotcha.
Well, I'm not giving you a penalty either.
One success.
All right. 1 success, and you are successfully guiding them into the city, keeping them just on your tail. But you're not quite sure where you're going yet.
That's true.
This is the point where you probably want to make a wit streetwise check to see if you're heading even in the right direction.
Well, I mean, I'm heading. I'm assuming this place has like an exterior sort of wall shell thing.
Just a little bit, yes.
So long as I'm not heading towards a wall, I'm good. Because, I mean, I've called out for Monty. If he don't respond to me, then whatever.
You are still calling out for him, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And you're basically just going to try keeping a circle.
Well, no, I'm trying to head towards the center. Well, wait a second. You described there being like a ladder that led up from like the center of the place.
Yes, there is, and it is towards the center.
Yeah, can I see the ladder?
Go ahead and roll Wits Perception -4 because it is dark and it is foggy.
That's fair. We did that before. Wait, wits perception, not
Wits Composure, yeah. I keep saying Perception because I'm just used to it being labeled that.
It's not though.
2 successes.
Alright. You now know exactly where the ladder is. Seeing the orange paint just sort of off into the distance, hanging in the air.
Yeah, I head towards that.
Alright, you are heading in that direction. And as you head that way, you see Mont at the base of the ladder, trying to climb up it. At his heels are 3 other dogs. 3 vampires you haven't seen before. And 4 vampires you haven't seen before. 3 of them are males, 1 has a shotgun, 2 of them have pipes, and the 4th one is a female with a fire axe. All of them are trying to catch up with Monty before he gets up the ladder.
Are they also on the ladder?
The vampires haven't gotten to the ladder yet. They're about the same distance that you are, about 2 rounds away from it.
How far is
Dogs
2
are
rounds?
Uh, the dogs, though, are at the base of the ladder and are trying to pull Mont back down.
How far is 2 rounds, though?
I'm just trying to make something up to make it nice and dramatic.
No, I understand, but I've got an idea in my head, and I'm trying to roll with it, but I need...
I'm going to say like 30 meters, then.
Okay. Also, I was wrong before. I don't have to spend Vitae on the active part of Vigor. The jumping thing is in the persistent side of Vigor, so...
Oh, hey, there you go, then. I thought it was the persistent side. Okay.
You said 30 meters? That's still possible.
Alright. But after luring these creatures, there is quite a horde of them straight behind you.
Yeah, but I'm keeping them right behind me, so unless they got something to increase their speed.
Right. They are right behind you. There's a large group of people in front of you. What are you doing?
Well, first thing I shout is the Dennis Quaid, "I'm back!" And then I spend the entire round running. So.
Alright, running straight towards the ladder?
Yeah, I guess I imagine that puts me 10 meters away from the ladder.
Yes. I think your speed was like 16 or something, wasn't it?
17.
17, there you go. So you're about 13 meters away now. Let's see. I'm gonna roll a random die for Mont. I'm just gonna give him that, and I'm gonna give them that. We'll see when they act. Okay. The first ones to respond to this are Lillian and Co. They're also running up, and they are about 4 meters behind you. Mont gets to go next, and he sees you and sees everything right behind you. He is going to drop down, and his head is going to turn into that of a shark. A long snout, big sharp teeth, and big glossy black eyes. And he's going to wait. The creatures are on your heels and are just behind Lillian's group. The 4 other dogs are going to take positions. 3 of them are at the ladders, and 1 of them is with you. And then it comes to your turn, Jack. On this turn, you can finish reaching the ladder and Mont.
Well, you said I can run, or I can move and do an action, right?
Yes.
Alright, well, moving will literally put me at the foot of the ladder where everybody's at. Where most everybody's at, right?
Right.
Well, I'm going to get as close as possible without getting within, like, reach of anybody. Because then I'm going to jump. I'm going to try and jump above Monty on the ladder.
Okie doke, then.
Which is...
You do still have that jump, so let's just see how high you jump.
Yep, yards, meters jumped are equal to successes of strength plus athletics times vigor dots plus 1. So, whatever I roll, times 2. And for this, I'm going to use my last willpower. My another point of vitae. So that's plus 5. On a... what was I saying? Plus 5. I'm also going to take a point of lethal damage to increase my strength by 1. It's an ability I have.
Okie doke.
Oh, not aggravated, lethal. There we go. When I'm marking that on my health, do I increase my bashing by 1 as well?
When you do what exactly?
I'm taking a point of lethal to increase my strength. I mark the very left box as lethal, and do I increase the row over by 1 for the bashing that it replaces?
Yeah, you start marking over any bashing damage as lethal, I think.
Right, no, but I'm saying, do I, oh shit, now I'm marking other shit as other shit! Do I,
Oh.
do I move the bashing over 1 as well, or do I just...
No, the bashing doesn't move over. I think the lethal just overwrites the bashing.
Okay, that's what I was asking. Okay. So that's basically, let's see, 1 because the strength doesn't go up to 6 like my actual strength does. 5 for willpower and vitae, plus another 1 for taking a lethal to increase my strength. So it's plus 7 total.
Yeah, and I imagine that's your cyber limbs at work there.
Wow, way to give it up, man.
Hey,
Been like 3 games now we haven't revealed the secrets.
Well,
And now you just blurt it out.
Well, as you do your extra effort, your flesh tears enough to reveal it.
Ah, damn it, dude.
agent of the God Machine, die.
Monty, Lillian, and the dogs know.
Hold on a second, I'm having a problem with the sheet. Oh, okay, because wits was still selected. There we go. So plus 7 to this roll. 18 meters.
How many stories is that?
I know feet is about
Usually
10
like
per
3, 4?
Well, it's 10 feet to a story, so what's the conversion?
That's about 3 yards, so about 3 meters. So yeah, you jump a near 4 to 5 stories. Just
Actually, 10 feet is 3 meters. And I just jumped 18 meters.
Yup.
So I jumped 6 stories.
Yep, in a single bound. With
Hey.
every bit of force and will you have in your body.
I believe you all know that Superman leaped tall buildings in a single bound.
But you are almost out of there. Everyone kind of swings their head towards you for a moment just to watch this happen.
So
And you are very acutely aware of the metal showing through your torn tendons.
So instead of landing just above Monty, I land somewhere near the top of the ladder. That sort of thing.
Yes. Alright. So you jump up all the way up there and leave everyone else to try to run up closer to the ladder to try to escape. Monty sees this and he's going to stick it out on the ground. The creatures are arriving just as Lillian and Co. are as well. And they are going to start swarming them. From above, you get a count of about 13 of them. And the dogs, who were already there, will go ahead and try to square off 1-to-1 and take on a creature each themselves. Leaving, what was that? 1, 2, 3, 4. Leaving another 9. Currently ready to swarm anyone else. Jack. The dogs are starting to rip into them. What are you going to do?
Well, I can't very well let these things get out into the city or sewers above, so I'm going to use my foot to destroy the ladder below me.
Okay. This is a pretty low durability thing, but there's probably going to be a fair bit of structure just due to its size. So, let's go ahead and roll your break check.
Alright, I'm going to use a point of vitae. So I want to make sure this happens. I have no willpower left because I'm my last one. Vitae is just a +2, right?
Yes, just +2.
So this is a +3 because again, strength doesn't go above board. Oh wait, I I take the lethal for a +1 to my strength for the scene, so
Oh, hey,
actually
cool. So
I'm
you
at
could
7
keep it.
strength right now. Yeah, it's a good
Alright.
trade-off. Well, you know what? I said that, but let me just double check real quick. Let's see, strength augmentation. You may take 1 lethal damage to add an additional dot of strength for the scene. This may only be done once per scene. Okay, so it is for the scene. So that's +2 +2, so 4. I'm good at math. 1 intelligence.
Yeah.
Alright, so 4 damage to the structure of the ladder.
Alright. You shear off one entire section of ladder, but half of it is still connected to it. And it is braced to the ground, so it doesn't topple over immediately or anything, or go swinging and break fully. But you do cause substantial damage. So, let's see. So you spend your turn doing that. And Lillian and Co. The three of them that have pipes and an axe will go ahead and go 1-to-1 with creatures. And the one with a shotgun is going to go ahead and support them. Monty is going to run up, and he's going to take 2 of them at once, taking one of them by the throat and smashing one into another. There are at least 4 of them that are not attended to. So I'm going to roll a couple times and see what happens. I'm trying to abstract this out a little bit. Ooh, wow. Somebody just got murked. Let's see. So that's going to be 0, 0, 4, and 1. Five, 6, and 3. Alright. So the dogs come out of this first exchange pretty well. They're working together, singling things out, and not letting them get an upper hand on them. Thus, Lillian and Co. have been slightly surrounded, and the 2 vampires working alongside Lillian are starting to be torn to shreds by at least, what is this, 4 plus 3, 7 different of these creatures at once. The dogs have had an advantage on their assault, and they are starting to bring their targets down. And then it rolls back up to the top, and it is Jack. The brawl continues down below, and you're going to break the ladder again, aren't you?
Yep. I think I'll just make it a straight roll. I mean, the ladder can't have that much durability left. Especially when it was already described as not
Rusted,
having...
old, and barely hanging on.
Well, I believe actually your main description was it doesn't have very much durability. So, 5 successes.
Hey, there you go. You break off the other side of the ladder. And at this point, it only takes a light kick for you to cause it to swing and fall to the ground, splitting the melee in half for a second to avoid getting crushed by it. You are now on the top half of the ladder, and nobody down below can get up.
Exactly.
Alright. Lillian and Co. They are all split up very well, and with shotgun support, they are taking down their targets. Monty is, of course, beating on two at once, and they are both starting to go down. And then, of course, the creatures. Let's see how much they do this turn. 1, 2, 1, 1. That's 3, 4, 3, 3. Three, 3. So this comes out to 6. This would be 7 bashing. And then 2 lethal. There we go. Alright. The dogs are finally taking a little bit of damage. And you can see blood pouring out of them as their wicked claws of the creatures rend their flesh quite easily. The vampires are doing much, much better and care far less about it. However, the injuries are stacking up and they are still surrounded. Let's see. The dogs will go ahead and finish off their targets, ripping apart limbs and holding arms and legs in their mouth before spitting them out. Jack, you're all the way at the top. What you gonna do?
Push my way up and out the entrance to Lower Gotham or Old Gotham.
All right, you are gone.
I just leave all of that to handle itself.
All right. I'm going to take a few seconds just to figure out how this resolves. Let's see. Go, doot. And doot.
Not to be seen like the evil master plan. I'm just gonna walk away and assume it all went to plan. I'm the Dr. Evil here. Come on, Dad. We can just walk up to him. 2 guns. We'll shoot them together. Be easy.
2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 0, 0, 1. Okay, so that's about how that turns out. And now I just need one more question, which is, could they possibly make that same jump?
Well, I mean, they've literally got forever to do it if they could do it, so. I guess it's
very true.
I guess the story way to go about this would be, if they can, and if it's entirely possible, A, do they try forever, and B, do they come in a pack, or is it like one at a time they sort of spill out over a slow amount of time?
Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
And it seems through experience that they'll come one at a time. It's like one makes it, gets their way into the sewers, and now we have one running around the sewers killing people. And as soon as it's like 2, and it's 3, and it's 4.
Okay. Alright, so I have my general answer to that question then. So you have the skull. Fonty is stuck down below, so is everyone else. And of course you're gone. The group has started heading up through the sewers, and they have a good head start on you. Do you remember which way it was to get out?
I say they have a head start on me, but I'm twice as fast, but equally as lost.
Yes, indeed.
I mean, you want to make a roll with Streetwise?
Yes. Also, at the top of the ladder, there is the grate with the iron bar you could put across it and let nobody up through.
Oh, you want me to break it? Because
no, I'm just telling you it's there.
I mean, because I have to.
It is currently not locked.
Oh, I thought they locked it.
Nope.
I apparently wasn't paying attention to that part.
Yeah.
So yeah, which streetwise to know where I'm going. Oh yeah, clearly I would lock it. Duh.
There you go.
Say it's entirely my plan to keep everybody down there. 2 successes.
Alright. 2 successes. You not only manage to retrace your steps, but you actually catch up with everyone else. Adam and Thomas, as you're about to reach the, what was it? The veteran camp, Jack approaches up right behind you, looking, quite a bit torn up in his clothing, but otherwise fine, except for a few bits of glaring metal.
I'm
I,
glad you're able to
Jack?
make it.
Yeah, there's a lot of weird stuff down there, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Like Nosferatu looking things, but even weirder. I mean, sorry, that was derogatory towards Nosferatu. I mean, they look like the old movie time versions of Nosferatu mixed with the Grudge chick. Although we just saw the Grudge chick, so I don't know. It was weird. It is weird down there. Like, old Gotham has its own sewer, if you can believe that. I'm gonna drop a sewer lid on the ground because I just remembered I'm still carrying.
I'm just glad you're able to make it. By any chance, have you run into Monty?
I did.
And
what?
what happened?
I don't know. I left
What
it back there.
Are you serious?
Quite.
Well, I guess you save your own skin. He'll be along eventually, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, sure. I mean, he mentioned getting dropped down here plenty of times. I'm sure he's the only one that'll make it.
The only. Well,
You
yeah,
remember that you were sitting in the car next to me. Bullets literally bounce off the man's skin. You saw me fire 2 arrows into his heart. He's fine. Don't worry about him.
That's true.
I could not
I'm
take
just-
down Monty if I wanted to.
Well,
I'm just glad that you got the skull.
All I can do is annoy him for a little while. And hell, he probably is enjoying it down there.
Jack, are you wearing like a sort of armor?
I
Yeah.
fell into a pit of makeup. There's like a glam rock band was down there, I think.
About this
Yeah.
time, Thomas, go ahead and give me a, Wits Blood Potency +2 check again. You don't have to spend any willpower. This is something you're getting.
You kind of look like the Terminator right now.
Do I? I'll have to...
You just don't feel it.
You don't feel it? I don't feel it.
Jean
Okay.
kind of shivers a little bit.
What's up?
I'm very worried suddenly. I think Monty is not happy.
As in, not happy he's not having fun, or not happy that what? What type of unhappiness?
I can't very well specify it, but there's a lot to unpack. Oh
Does,
dear.
does that mean we're going to deal with unhappy Monty later on?
Oh, well, I definitely pity whoever gets in his way. I felt something similar to this a few times before, and it doesn't end well.
Oh,
But
we'll take care of it later, right?
maybe we should go back and check on him.
I wouldn't.
Uh,
Also, unless you can survive... What is it? How far was that drop, by the way, Griff?
18 meters.
18 meters, but I mean... Okay, I guess we're in America, god damn it. I'm not gonna say 18 meters out loud in America.
We'll say yards then.
We're like 60 feet in the air. Unless you can survive a 60-foot drop straight to the ground. You're not getting
Wait.
back up.
Dean kind of stops him. Wait, why would that happen? What'd you do?
I got rid of the ladder. There's a lot of shit down there that you do not want coming up here.
What? Why did you do that?
I just told you there is a lot of shit down there. I'm saying it slower so you understand. That you do not want getting up here.
But you... So you left Monty behind then?
By the way, Griff, quick
No
note.
wonder he's angry.
Sorry to disturb the flow we've got going on here.
Go ahead.
You mentioned before that those creatures could walk on the walls, so probably they could always have reached the manhole cover.
Entirely possible.
Yeah, I just remembered that. I just want to make sure you remember that too. Anyways, yes, I left Monty down there and destroyed the ladder. Your assertion of the situation is entirely accurate.
Oh, no.
But
Well,
again,
for cleanliness purposes, I'm not going to invite you over for a few days.
that's fine. I have my own ride.
You better prepare.
By the way, I'm going to turn to Adam real quick. And he's going to move to put like a hand on your shoulder, Adam. Do you recoil or anything?
Yeah, a bit, yes.
Yeah, well, I'm going to like continue until I put my hand on your shoulder. So this is going to be real awkward unless you give up.
He will give up after a moment, but just the instinctual reaction to, oh my god, what is it?
Yeah, I'm going to like lean in real close. Like imagine that scene from what was that? What's the third Dark Knight movie?
I didn't saw it.
I
Okay.
didn't see it either.
Okay. Well, there's a scene where Bane is talking to like the guy who hired him the whole time, and like he puts his hand on his neck and says, "Do you feel in charge?" That sort of motion.
Do you think that gives you power?
Yeah, that sort of thing. But he's not doing the same motion. Well, he's not doing the same reason for doing it. But
Strawberries.
he's gonna put his
Yeah.
hand on his
Fiber.
his shoulder and say, "I recommend that you not ask too many questions about this for your own sake." And then he's gonna back off from it, leave that alone.
About what? The thing down in the sewer, your thing.
Well, no, this is in reference. I'm saying this out of character because it would have been happening like when they were having their conversation about how Monty is and everything. So this would have been like right after you said you kind of look like the Terminator.
Okay. Yeah, right. By the way, could you hand me the skull, please?
Jack is gonna think for a moment. Then he's gonna reach down to his pocket and give Adam the skull. I see no reason why not to.
Thanks.
Hell, I don't even remember why we need it.